It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, and if you're interested even slightly in getting yourself into therapy, definitely listen to this segment.
Okay.
Because after hearing it, you will need a mental health professional to cope with the stuff that you're about to hear in What's on Your Mind, where we take your happy brain and poison it with our impure, immoral thoughts. Starting with Brooke. Brooke, what's on your mind?
Gotta say, can't contain my hotness this year. Just can't do it.
Hot girl summer.
Yep, that's bold. I went to a bar on a Saturday night. Yeah,
she did.
and I wasn't trying to put out the vibe, but it's just out there, apparently.
Why? What happened, Brooke?
Please explain. In the first instance, I left a bar, and there was two old men standing by the door.
Old man.
One of them had all his teeth.
Okay,
Hard
that's
to find.
good.
And the other one whistled at me like a cat call.
Are you sure that they were catcalling you and they weren't, I don't know, like trying to get you to get them a drink or something?
Even if there was a doubt in your mind, we went to the next bar, and I was in a jumper and a young hottie.
A young hottie.
The way you're talking is not
That's what
proving
Alexis calls it.
It makes me totally believe your story.
Came up to the table with me and my girlfriends and said, "Hey, just so you know, when you bend over, I can see your butt cheeks." I was in a jumper.
What?
Yeah. And then he added, "And I really like him." Which marks the first time ever in the history of my life I have been complimented on my butt.
The guy must like flapjacks and pancakes.
Good for you, Brooke. Two old geezers and an alcoholic youngster thought that you were mildly attractive.
Yeah, hot's happening.
It's a big win for
There
Brooke.
it is. You're welcome.
Jose, what's been on your mind?
Well, I've been texting with this new girl recently, trying to find time to date, which I don't have any time for, okay?
Yeah, it is hard being you, I know.
It's a tough time, Jeff. Okay, got a lot of video games to play.
Yeah.
And over the weekend, my dad was in town.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, though, we're sitting on the couch, I get a random text from this girl, and it reads, quote, "I put some oyster sauce, 'cause why not? I have a diaper?"
What?
So I read it out loud to my dad, and he starts cracking up.
Oh, he thinks it's a joke.
And I am like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm confused.
An hour later, she texts back, and she's like, all caps, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. My Apple Watch is tripping right now." Like, it overheard something she was saying, and it sent it to me.
Like the speech thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
speech
that
to
makes
text.
sense.
Yeah.
Also, she has to drop in. By the way, I own an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
And not a diaper, I swear.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we drop it. But the rest of the weekend, my dad keeps asking me, "So has the oyster diaper girl text you, Jose?" And I'm like, "Dad, don't call her that." The oyster diaper, it was an accident.
I think it's kind
Oh
of
my
cute
God.
sounding.
Now I want you guys to get married just so I can hear your father's speech at the wedding.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, well, it gets worse. We go out to lunch with friends. And in the middle of lunch, my dad tells everyone, "Oh, Jose, tell them about the diaper girl with the oysters." And everyone at the table is like, "What? You're talking to a girl with oysters in her diaper?"
I mean, it is an interesting story.
I agree.
So embarrassing. So that was probably the highlight of my dad's weekend. Not mine.
That's good. That's good.
Stay tuned for more from Jose and his oyster diaper girlfriend.
We'll probably never have her on.
Alexis, tell us what's been on your mind.
I had to go to my least favorite place ever the other day, Jiffy Lube. Nothing to do with the place. It's just because I embarrass myself there every time.
You sure do.
And it starts when I show up and they come out and say, "Alexis!"
They know you by name?
They do.
They recognize the destroyed car that pulls into the
They
lot.
actually did say they knew me by my car.
Yeah.
Put the pads up, guys. She's gonna break something.
Yeah.
How often are you getting an oil change?
I don't know. It's just every time I go, it's like I don't know.
Okay.
It's memorable, I
You made a
guess.
mark. You made a
So
mark.
yeah, it starts when I have issues getting on the little track things, so they always
you
have
can't
to
do that.
really help me.
Oh,
do
Just
that.
like pulling up.
Pulling
Yeah.
forward.
Just in a straight line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can see how that's
And then
hard.
they ask you to open the hood of your car, and I just black out and forget. So I always open my trunk.
Oh
Right.
my God.
I feel like that's a common mistake.
Yeah, and then they have to open my car and find it themselves.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
find
not like
it.
you can't
That's
fix the
extra.
mistake.
Uh-huh.
And then the light check, and they tell me to turn my brights on. And every time I do my windshield cleaner instead. I get the sides confused, and then
It's like you're a slapstick comedy routine inside the Jiffy Lube.
honestly, and every time I'm yelling out, they come out and they give me a coupon.
Oh.
They bring it to my car, I handprinted coupon. I'm like, you could use this today.
Just somebody wrote it. It's like free hug.
Yeah. And then I had to get help getting off the tracks to leave, but
You're like,
that's
can you
it.
pull
So
out for me? It's not hard. It's
It
just
really
go
is.
straight.
You stay in the car the whole time?
yeah, are you not supposed to do that?
No, you're supposed to
What?
waiting
Oh
room.
no, that's embarrassing.
So they're just like,
Are you
why?
serious? Yeah, just sitting down in the car on my phone.
No, it's not a car wash. You need to get out so they can. Oh.
No
I'm
one
so done
you.
you.
They have free popcorn in the lobby.
I didn't even know you had a lobby.
Just say that you work on a different show. Please don't associate with our show
Oh,
anymore.
I'm never
They
going back.
know you. You spend more time with them than anybody else
No, we
does.
talk. Oh.
Yikes.
Oh, no.
Jeffrey, what's on your mind?
You guys remember how I hung out at the baseball game the other week for 2 whole hours at our radio promotions booth
Yes.
and wasn't recognized once?
Yeah.
Well, I made up for it over the past weekend.
Hell
Because
good, bro.
a bunch of people recognized me all around the city, literally 5 or 6 different times.
Was it-
Oh, nice.
And it didn't feel like a pity recognize either?
No,
okay,
it felt like they
legit, that's
honestly knew.
awesome.
But it was weird because it felt like the whole weekend was kind of on satellite delay. Because
Huh.
this is how it happened every single time. I'd walk past someone, and then 5 seconds later, I'd hear them shout from down the street, Jeffrey!
Oh.
And so I'd have to stop and turn around and be like, yeah, that's me.
Awkward.
And then they'd be like, oh, love the show. You know, yelling back like, oh, hey, thanks for listening. And it just felt kind of awkward.
Does it worry you
So-
that you're not recognizable enough for them to instantly?
Instantly, I know. It takes
I
them a
think-
second.
What should worry you is that you weren't getting recognized. You complained about that, and now you are, and you're finding it too awkward.
I'm not finding
Good
it.
point.
I like being recognized,
Okay.
but just having to scream 40
Yeah.
feet about, like, you want a picture?
I mean, maybe you could just like accommodate and run to them next time.
Yeah.
Be halfway.
Who's the
Nice.
celebrity here?
That's true.
You come to me and text in to 78592. Tell us what's been on your mind. We want to know. It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.